My Little Pony is owned by Hasbro and DXX Media. Please support the official release. Hello YouTube, T-Sparks here. Just wanted to leave a few notes about last week's episode before this week's episode comes on. Campfire Tales was an interesting anthology episode. It wasn't the best of this season, I'd put it like somewhere in the middle, but it was a lot better than last week's episode. The few things I liked about this episode was the interaction between Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. You see that Scootaloo and Rainbow Dash have grown really close together. The way she was comforting Scootaloo, holding her wing over her when they were walking through the cave, playfully tossing her in the air, that was just the cutest thing ever. I really love the relationship has developed between those two. Rarity and Sweetie Belle were great as well. I don't know about you guys, but Forever Philly was an okay episode, but it felt a little forced. This is more the Rarity and Sweetie Belle that I love, from Sisterhood Social. They got their quirks, but they still love each other very much. Apple Bloom and Applejack were pretty much what they always are. But Apple Bloom was still pretty cute when she was squealing with joy. Rainbow Dash was a little bit arrogant for me in this one. I thought she got over this by now, but she was a little bit up her own ass here. Now about the stories themselves. The first one, there was an Earth Pony story. For me, this was the weakest of all of them, because it was just a Deus Ex Machina. Just some skinny guy that wanted to be part of the army, but couldn't because he was too scrawny. And then a volcano erupts, and he magically hits,
Magical happened.
an enchanted gopher hole or something, and becomes strong and fast. I know this is MLP, so we should expect this kind of thing and just accept it. But what the hell?
I have several
Did
questions.
he hit something, or... Yeah, I could understand it if he didn't have his cutie mark
Well,
yet.
that just sort of happened.
And doing this got him his cutie mark, and that gave him a power boost. But that's not what happened. I think this is just one of those Earth Pony stories that they tell each other to make themselves feel better about not having magic or wings. I do love the Earth Ponies very much, but we all know that they're the bottom of the barrel with the ponies. Even though they're essential for life itself, they are not in the same league as unicorns or pegasi. I did like the village, though, and the mighty helm. They were a unique group. I like that one of them was a girl, which wouldn't be historically accurate for our world. Although there were a lot of women that fought in those groups, they just kind of had to hide themselves back then. But another thing that I didn't like, but is actually very close to real life, is when the villagers refused to leave their homes because they didn't know where to go and they wouldn't have anything left. You're about to die and lose your home. You're gonna lose them either way, so you might as well leave and find a new place to live where you can actually rebuild your life without worrying about a volcano. It's just my opinion. Now, story 2. That was the most interesting one of them all. It had a very Asian feel to it. From what I've heard, it's supposed to be Korean, which is interesting. Some people said it was Chinese and Japanese, but others say it was Korean, and I think I tend to agree with that. The one thing that threw me off around this story was the curved horns. I think I could have accepted it if the horns were the normal length of a unicorn's horn and just happened to be curved, but they were so long. It was just kind of weird. But I did love the character of Miss Mane. Although they never did explain why she has a flowing mane like Celestia and Luna. Does this indicate that there's other ponies with flowing manes? Or was just this something that was made up in a legend? Like a lot of legends from our world. Who knows? But she had a great character to her. And I love it when she did the magic duel with her friend there. She kicked her ass, no problem. She wasn't even trying. I still don't understand why she had to give up her youth to make the flowers grow, since Earth Ponies are already good at flowers, so all she would have to do is get some to come and help. I don't know. I know it was supposed to be a message of self-sacrifice, and it worked quite well. The third one was it was a pretty good one. We finally got to see some positive male role models in the show. They weren't saved by the women this time, which I don't have a problem with the women saving the guys. It's just in this show they tend to be treated like bumbling idiots all the time. I know it's a dramatic reversal of when guys would always have to rescue the girl and they were the bumbling idiot. So this is a little bit of revenge for that. But these were some nice characters. Flash Magnus, he was a good warrior type character. And there it's quite obvious they modeled him after Rainbow Dash. Now we're not exactly sure of the time frame on this one, but Dash states this was before the founding of the Wonderbolts. And we know the Wonderbolts were formed shortly after Luna's banishment, about 900 years ago. That makes these guys probably around 1200 years before Luna's banishment. So that means that the Pegasi were Greek Roman long time ago. But it was pretty cool to see the dragon fight and the flame-proof shield, which I thought was kind of strange. All metal shields would be flame-proof. Just saying. Anyway, this was a really good episode. Nothing to write home about, but it was fun. The flighters. Those were some creepy bugs. I don't really have a problem with spiders, although I don't really like them. But a flying spider seems like something that would be out of a horror movie.
Can't do that.
And I did really love Sweetie Belle using her shield magic to protect herself from the bugs. That is only magic we have seen been used by very few high-powered unicorns. Twilight, Starlight, Luna, and Celestia, and Cadence, and Shining Armor. But we have rarely seen any unicorn out of the main group use any kind of shield magic. I always had a theory that Sweetie Belle had higher than average magical abilities, and this seems to support that theory. In any case, it was a nice episode. I can't wait to see what they got for us tomorrow, and thank you for anyone that actually listened to this rambling, and please support the official release. Bye all.
I heartily endorse this event or product.